Thanks for clicking on the video. You're about to watch our chat with former AFL star Dane Swan, Brownlow medalist. Of course, he's in the AFL Hall of Fame, and he's going to go through every club and how many games he expects them to win this year, their biggest challenges, and you can even follow his pick and bet on the Dabble app right now.
Kicking us off, we've got Hawthorn, 14.5 regular season wins, less or more.
Less.
Really?
Yep. Yeah, well, I'm answering you.
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie to you. I'll be betting on it.
I just thought you're the sort of guy that gets swept up in the
Hockball.
Hockball.
If my reasoning for these things would be, I think they're obviously very good and they've obviously recruited two very good backs, but I think they had sort of a free hit last year. No one was really paying attention to them, where I think in the off-season most clubs go to work on the top four sides, you know what I mean? They're the premiers, they're going to be good. How do we go about stopping them? Hawthorn, no one would have looked at Hawthorn last year, and they lost their first 5 games or something, or whatever it was, and stormed home. Sort of snuck under everyone's guard. I think this pre-season everyone will do some work. Now they might win. Well, it doesn't mean I'm saying they're going to finish on the bottom. They're still going to be a good side, but I think that's a little high. I think they might have overachieved last year.
Pretty solid backline though, isn't it? Like I can't imagine too many people scoring a lot of points.
I agree, but that's my opinion, Josh.
Sorry, no follow-ups.
No, we can follow, but I said they recruited very well, but they're overachieved in my eyes, which is good on them.
Brisbane, 14.5 regular season wins, less or more?
Less. Joe Danaher gets him into that granny. He's not there anymore. He kicks those 2 huge goals against GWS in that final, which gets him into a prelim, I think.
Yep.
Or wins the prelim, and without him, they certainly don't win that game. He's kicked that. They were 2 unbelievable goals.
Not a bad play for someone that didn't want to be there.
And if they lose that game, what would their over-under be? Wouldn't be 14.5. So, and they got the Swans who don't play well in finals in a granny. So I'm taking the under. It's a lot of games to win.
Yep.
They've just won the flag. When they got beaten the flag, they had a really slow start. Then they, so I'm going with the under.
Yeah. I do get the other Ashcroft in as well.
Yep. Okay. You're going to say contrary to everything I say, are you?
No, I'm just thinking out aloud.
Okay. What are you going with?
I thought more. I just think the way they finished the year, they looked pretty good.
So you're going with.
I would go more with Brisbane. I don't know if I'll have them in my 12 picks though.
What about what'd you say with Hawks?
Hawks, I said less.
Okay, why'd you fucking
good question? Well, sorry, it'd be very boring if I just go, yep, agree with you, son.
Okay.
Agree with you. GWS, 14 regular season wins. I'm not sure on these guys. I think I'm going to leave them out.
Why isn't it a half?
Because it's just a push if it hits 14.
I understand that, but
okay.
I
don't know.
I'm going to take more then. I think they get to 14.
Yeah, so that'd be top 4 side?
Well, I think roughly. Stringer, from all reports, Stringer's fit and healthy. He'd be very important.
Yeah. Tom Green's obviously going to get better again, you think?
Toby, I don't think he'll have as bad a year as he had last year.
Yeah.
Well, he was down compared to his lofty standards. So
does Jesse Hogan stay as good as he was last year?
Being the key forward is so dependent on what happens up the field. So if they finish 12th or 13th, how many goals are you going to kick?
Yeah.
So, you look at Tom Lynch this year, I don't reckon he's going to kick 70, because how bad Richmond are going to be. So, being that good, he probably kicks more than he should because he contests the mark or he's good on the ground like Buddy or something like that. But he's very dependent on what happens up the ground, and I think they'll be right up there. So I think he'll have another good year.
Yep.
So I'm going to take more.
Geelong, 14 regular season wins, less or more?
I'm gonna
tough one, isn't it?
I'll take more. I think
really
about 14. 14's a push, so I reckon they get about there.
Do you reckon Bailey Smith has a big impact? Jeremy Cameron's still obviously the best forward in the league.
Yeah, Danger's still chugging along all right. De Koning's a good player. Still got Stewart. The small forwards are pretty good from memory. I can't remember the last footy season. I think they're young. From what I remember, they had a young midfielder, which will be another year better this year.
Yeah.
So I think they'll be around the mark. I think 14's probably about right.
Sydney, 14 regular season wins.
Less. It's hard to climb the mountain 3 out of 4 years, you know.
Do you think they'll...
And Cox might bring a fresh lot. You know, they love Cox in Sydney, so I think...
He's a big one too.
Yeah, exactly. They love big Cox in Sydney. So,
Do you reckon the grand final plays on them this time again?
Nah, fuck. Like,
no way.
if they get to the grand final, it might. But like, I'm not sure they're running out in round 3 going, fuck, I can't believe I got smacked in a granny again. Like, I'm not sure if that's in their mindset, they've already beaten. Like, they might as well not play this year. So
short preseason though.
Yeah, it might be not a bad thing if you lose a granny because you're just like, all right, now we can come out and play. Now we're not now we're still not thinking about last year. We're actually in the season. We're winning the granny. You probably want a preseason to go forever because you're still a champs and you're still celebrating. You celebrate for so long. But I'd say less. I still think they'll play finals. They'll be in the bottom half of the 8. If I haven't even thought about doing the 8, but I'll say they're probably in the bottom half of the 8 for me.
Yeah. Do you think Chad Warner will stay? How do you keep someone when it's like they've bought a $3.5 million house?
Yeah, well, it depends on. I don't know much about. Chad's obviously a wonderful player, but how tight he is to his family back. Did his brother play for Sydney? I think his brother plays Corey. I think so. Unless they're going together, he might not like his brother. Might want to get away from him, but I don't know him well enough to be able to tell you whether he's going or not. But buying a really expensive house is probably not a great sign that he's committed to Sydney long term. And he plans and he sees his life being there for the rest of his life. I don't know if he's got a partner or plans on having kids or anything like that, but anytime soon. But I'm going to take the under.
I like that. Yeah, Carlton 13.5 regular season wins. Less or more?
I'm going to say more. So I think they have to. They're a very good regular season team, Carlton.
Yeah, I don't like the Kernos.
No, but Mackay goes all right on his own. It's just when they play together, they sort of get in each other's way.
And I don't like. I think Newman's a big loss. Bigger loss.
He out for?
I think like a while.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, but
I agree with you though that this has to be the season. Surely that they do something and.
Yeah, well, they're a very good regular season team. They choke when they get to finals. They can't play well under the bright lights, but
surely Walsh can't be any worse than he was this year.
No,
or last year.
But on the flip side, Cripps can't. I don't know how much better he can be. Like, they've got all the pieces to go places, but they just never do. It's Carlton, so there's always they just end up Carltoning. So just
not a winning club mentality.
Like Carlton, they just Carlton. That's all they do. So, but yeah, they're obviously, or even the most biased Collingwood supporter would admit that Carlton are going all right and probably should be thereabouts. So yeah, I'll just take the over 13.5.
Speaking of Collingwood, 13.5, same line, less or more?
Over.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think Collingwood, not sure about our depth, but I'm not sure about anyone's depth in the AFL, but our biggest problem has been our injuries. We had no one last year. So my opinion is if Collingwood's best 15, 16 are on the ground for 80% of the year, they'll finish in the top 4. They're good enough. It's just once we lose a couple, and we lost some key players last year, like McStay and my check I don't know the exact numbers, but I doubt they've played a hell of a lot of games together. So
no.
And because Brodie plays so above his weight, and
he's turned out to be my check.
So but McStay's going to take a lot of pressure off him.
Yeah.
Then if Geordie stays fit, he helps down there. Schultz's second year will be more comfortable in the role. Jamie, hopefully injury free. So you got a lot of firepower down there. And then Perryman will be really good for us through the midfield, and obviously Dan Houston, the way he uses the ball down back.
A great pick up.
So. But it's like every club. If we lose 4 or 5, Nick Dacos goes down, touch wood. And if we lose 4 of our 5 best again, it's very, very hard for any side. But hopefully we had our off season last year and our bad run with it. And like I said, if we keep the majority of our best players on the ground, I think they're as good as anyone. So I think 13.5. I think they win about 16 games this year. So I think they get over pretty comfortably.
I'm with you. I think they'll be top 4. They're very good. Fremantle, this is where I'm...
Under.
13.5 regular seasons. You're going to go less rather than more. Yeah.
Yep.
Don't think that they added enough.
Who did they add?
Don't know.
Okay, I think Shai Bolton, I think.
Shai Bolton, absolutely.
He's good, obviously, but maybe Shai, because of the way he plays, they decide to play a decent style of footy. They're fucking hard to watch, Freo.
Well, it's like getting another Michael Walters, really. But
he takes the game on. Freo's just so boring. They're so hard to watch. They don't score enough, but...
Isn't it weird how, considering the amount of... Do you think that's from a board perspective that they've just wanted to have coaches that are more defensive?
Who knows? It's just whoever they employ, that's what the game plan they choose to go with. I think they lack that Shea Bolton, a guy who the mid forward who can go. Now they've obviously got him. Now they go like your Petrarca or Dustin Martin or Geordie to go. One of those guys who can break games open. Where Brayshaw and who's the other one, Sarong are very all Australian, obviously A graders, but they're not really. I don't think they hurt you.
Yeah.
Like they have 30 every week and might kick the odd goal, but they're accumulators and they work hard defensively. Like great two-way players.
Need them,
but you need the ones who don't play defensively and just run forward and help you kick goals, and just break games open and can kick 4 1/4. And Shea can do that. Like Petrarca does that. Dustin did it. Geordie can do it. Don't think they have them, which you need these days. But I'm taking the under until they can prove.
Because they got Tracy up forward.
That Jai miss, I think.
Yeah, he's not too bad.
They'll obviously get better.
Yeah.
And I could be wrong on them, but eventually they'll be right. Everyone's pumping them up, but until I see it, and they didn't look great in that. I know it's a practice match, but they didn't look great in the All-Star game.
What did you think about him saying that they didn't want to play by their game plan because
everyone's watching?
Everyone gets the footage.
I didn't hear that, but it's an unusual way to go about it. Because what do you think the people are doing? Collingwood play tonight. What do you think? Then everyone's not going to play their game plan. You have to practice it.
I feel like you've been practicing it the whole season. Like, how do you just switch off from the game plan?
Exactly. Like it's unless he's trying to mind fuck you and think that's not the way they come and that's the way they play. Exactly.
Right yeah.
But it's very very hard. Players aren't that smart to be able to go right. This is the way we play all pre-season. These are all the running patterns we've done. As soon as the game comes out under pressure, when pressure comes, you fall back to what you're most comfortable with. So you would fall back to, right, this is the way I move the ball. There's no way they've gone, this is the way I'm going to move the exact opposite way. So there might have been little bits of that. They might have played different players in different positions and stuff like that. Or you run with him, or you play on this guy and see how you go against him, or, you go, whatever it is. But I think initially that's how they play. They didn't look great, but like I said, it is a preseason game, and I never really tried in preseason games. So a lot of their better players would just, I would imagine, just let me get through. Let me have.
But you were pretty safe to not try and play, were you?
To get it, as in,
you were going to get a game regardless.
Oh yeah, obviously in my early years I tried my hardest. Once you get comfortable in, you're basically playing round one. Well, I did it. I was like, I just want to go out and have 10 to 15 kicks just to know that I've got it. Just a handful of kicks. Don't really want to tackle. Just move around. Know that I can still find the footy for half, then just put the cue in the rack and just basically walk in the second half, or just jog around and just get some running in the legs. Just get some straight line running in the legs. Just know that I can move. That's about it. That's all I wanted to do. Not get hurt.
I think Fremantle, you have to have some sort of advantage with the Optus Stadium. I think I'm going to go more.
Have you done something like that that can't all add up to so many wins?
Because
if you keep proving more, I don't think that's.
I've got a lot of lessers here. And
same. That's why I'm just trying to, because. Imagine if you did everyone over, would that be statistically impossible?
It would have to be, surely.
Yeah, that's what I mean. So,
Port Adelaide, 13 regular season wins, less or more?
I'm going to say more, because I reckon around 12, 13. Said last year under Kenny, I think they'll lift. But they're always up in the.
They're great. They're a good side.
They're a good regular season side.
Yeah,
they're good at home. They got some really good young players. Horn Francis taking another leap. Butters obviously. One of my favourites to watch.
He's a freak, yeah.
Yeah, he's really good to watch.
Pal Pepper's, he was good for a couple of goals. Willie Rioli's looking really good down that forward line.
So,
is Dixon...
I don't know.
What's he doing? Is he still playing?
I don't know. I think, and last year for Kenny... so I think they'll find something. They'll win 12, 13, 14 games, somewhere around there. So, I'm going to say...
I think they've got a fortress down there with Adelaide.
And they're pretty good. And they play Adelaide twice a year, which they usually beat.
Showdown's good.
I actually don't know the fixture, but yeah, I think that's about right for them.
You going down to gather around this year?
Oh, I think I've got a function there on the Thursday night, but I'm coming back, so I'm playing footy in Tassie, I think, on the Saturday.
Jeez.
Yeah. Gather around in Tassie, mate.
Adelaide, 12 regular season wins, less or more?
So less.
I think I'm with you.
I think they'll be scratching at the bottom of the 8, and that's usually 10 or 11 wins, so I think they'll be around there.
Do you know what they'll
and
have?
If they get 12, it's a push anyway, so...
Yeah.
So if you hit less, isn't it?
Is 12 a push?
Or
if it's less? I think something is more, right?
Is it okay?
Sure.
Well, I think they'll be fighting for the 8, so that's about 10, 11 wins.
Bulldogs, 12 regular season wins, less or more?
No, does anyone ever know about the Dogs? That's a tricky one.
Speaking about Tassie, I reckon Hugo Hagen, you go after him.
Yep. Yeah, he's a star.
Like, would I say the Dogs? I don't think the Dogs, they're going to drop, and I can't imagine they're going to be too good for much longer.
I'm not sure Jamara wants to go to Tassie, though.
Is he a bit of a party man?
Oh, well, I think he enjoys Melbourne.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. But in saying, I'm not sure anyone enjoys Tassie. Would enjoy Tassie. Good one come from here.
Well, I get into someone like a Dacos would. It's like very like all about your work sort of thing. But he's a very big family man though, isn't he?
Who?
Dacos.
You know, well, money talks. Obviously, you only got to be down there for 8 years, maybe 10 years. You're making 20 million, then you can just buy a joint back here and just do your penance down there, and away you go. I'm sure you could put clauses in like if you play in Melbourne, you get an extra 2 days to stay here and stuff like that. Like bye weeks, you get to come home, stay longer in here for pre-seasons, and I'm sure you could put all that shit in your contract where you only have to be down there when you have to be down there.
It's only an hour flight as well. It's not like it's.
So I would. How many sides do I have to miss out on the Pick'em? So Dogs would be one I'd probably.
Are you gonna hedge it?
Well, you said there's only so many you can Pick'ems you can have.
12. You're gonna pick up to 12.
So Dogs would be one that I would. Because I have no idea about them. But if I had to, I'd probably say less.
Melbourne, 11.5 regular season wins. I think they make the 8 this year.
Yeah, I'm gonna say more. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm with you. From all reports, everyone's talking about how good Oliver is. I don't know if that's just like a storyline that they're all pushing because everyone jumping off the wagon.
Yeah, well, everyone's good this time of year. Every person, no one. I haven't heard Santa 10 going. Yeah, he's been shit house. Like, he's really battling. Don't know what we're going to do with him. So, but hopefully he gets back to his best because he's a
weapon
for them. He's a star when he. Yeah.
Do you reckon Petrarca has a good season, considering all the off-field drama from... they'd all be over it now. Surely they've all moved on.
Yeah, they're not carrying on when they get back into the room. So not handballing it to him because he...
Do you address it and stuff? Do they sort of like go like, hey, boys, let's talk about this?
Well, I think because it's Melbourne and all the shit they've gone through, they probably would have had to.
Yeah.
But, mate, boys are boys. People get traded out all the time. Like, I don't think...
Get over it.
They got bigger problems if they're worried about him trying to move or stuff like that. Like, the club is a basket case. Good on him if he wants to move. Clubs trade players all the time. He wanted to move. Mate, players don't give a fuck. They might take the piss out of him.
Yeah.
And have a laugh with him, but no, I don't think
anyone's like if someone cuts in front of him in line, say just don't leave, sort of thing.
Exactly, Some people have a laugh with him, and I don't know. I haven't had much to do with him, but I'm sure he'll take it well and probably give it back. But have a look at you. Why would I want to hang around with you?
Bit of an odd unit though, because I was telling you this that one of my friends has a Melbourne podcast, like they're like an unofficial
Melbourne Demons podcast.
Yeah. And he messaged that group, and I'm pretty sure he messaged all the Melbourne fan groups, like saying I had to do this sort of thing.
That's a little strange.
It's a little odd.
Yeah.
Anyway.
More.
I think they're too good a side. Van Ruin's obviously pretty great. Gorn depends how his body holds up.
He's great. He's got the chances to be there. Yeah. But if Petrarca's anywhere near like he was, and Oliver and Viney like how and Gorn, you could argue if they're all at their best, there's not a better midfield in the league. But the problem is, will they be at their best? You know, Gorn's obviously getting older. I don't know what his body's like. We all know what the challenges Petrarca and Oliver had, and Viney's obviously. I don't think he's got any challenges. He's just a very good player. So So. We'll see. May and Lee are very good at the back.
I was just thinking that. Who do they get at the back?
I think 11.5 wins is reasonable to say they'd win over. If they don't, there's going to be some more discussions at the end of the year. They'll all want out.
I reckon. Yeah. And you can't hold them for that much longer, right?
If they all want out, if they don't win 11, if they don't make the finals next year,
they'll have to
gone
clear
wrong
house
with
anyway.
the list they've got. Yeah.
Gold Coast 11 regular season wins, less or more.
I'm going to say, how many have I got? I'm trying to even it up.
Yeah.
Well, because I don't want to... I'm going to say...
Well, I think you have to put it this way. Are they going to be in the top 8? Because 11 wins is going to get you...
So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I've got 6 sides having more than 12 wins. So that means I've got 2 sides. Basically, I've got 2 sides from the bottom. Okay, no, actually, I think Hawthorn and Brisbane will still win more. So... no, I don't think they'll play finals.
11, so they just miss out?
Yep. I think they're right there. I think they're close.
I think I take more with the push there.
Yeah, I'll say more with the push.
Yeah.
I think they win. I think they're right there on like 10, 11, 12 games.
Matt Rowell, Noah Anderson's obviously very good. Mac Andrews.
But what's his name? From Richmond, Rioli from Richmond, Noble from Collingwood.
Yeah, that's right, Noble, yeah.
Yeah. So... And if anyone can do it, Damien Hardwick's obviously a proven
King as well.
Yeah, so I'll take more.
Yeah. Essendon, is this the year? 9.5 regular season wins.
Less.
Is that just because it's Essendon?
Basically.
Yeah.
I'm now unable to take 12 picks, so I'm going to have to take a couple out. But less for me.
Yeah.
Essendon.
Yeah. St Kilda, 9.5 regular season wins, less or more?
Less.
Yeah. I reckon they're about 9.
Yeah.
I think I just can't see them with the list that they've got. Well, I don't even like who's on that list, really. You've lost Membry. You've got King, obviously, but he can barely stand the park.
Good. Sinclair,
Yeah.
Wilkie.
Marshall,
Steele.
Yeah, but Steele's not as good as he used to be.
That's Philippou or something.
Yeah.
But no, less for me.
North Melbourne, 6.5 regular season wins. Less or more.
I'm going to take more for my second side. Yeah, I'm a paid up member.
Yeah.
So I'm expecting bigger things from them.
Yeah. Just because of their midfield growth in terms of that?
And like some other, they're due. Like, what they went 5 last year. Like, surely they can pinch 2 more this year with, all their young stars having another year under their belt. And they bring in Parker, I think, who's obviously, not what he was, but he'll obviously be really good for them. I'm sure they brought in a couple more, which will help. So I'm going to say more for them. They play West Coast and Richmond twice. There's 4 wins.
Yeah.
Then they play Essendon. They've got to play Essendon, St Kilda. So they can get to 7 wins. If they don't, fucking hell.
Pretty good forward line too. I think Larky only gets better. West Coast, 5.5 regular season wins, less or more?
I'm going to say more.
That's a big call. They need 6 wins. So Richmond twice, hopefully.
Yeah, I'm going to say Richmond less. I'll probably leave West Coast out. I will have to leave 5 sides out. So I'll go through who I'm leaving out, who are my undecideds. But if I had to take a pick, I'd say more. So but I'm leaving them out.
Beat Richmond a couple of times.
Yeah, there's 2. They split
probably,
north.
I reckon they probably beat St Kilda and Essendon.
They split north.
Yeah.
Well, you know what I mean? So, and you always beat one side where you shouldn't, but then you lose to a couple you shouldn't. But I'm not confident enough to say, so I'd leave them out. I'm going to leave them out of my pick'em.
And then Richmond 3 regular season wins.
Say under.
Yeah, less or more. Yeah, less.
Yeah.
They've just got no one.
Nah.
Very young side.
Number 1 draft pick just broke their jaw.
Yeah.
So, but you never know. Aluze might be an unbelievable coach. They might pinch a couple, but I don't know how you can back them to win any games, let alone 4. But the ones I've got in, Hawthorn less, Brisbane less, GWS more, Sydney less, Geelong, Collingwood, Carlton more, took Freo out, more for Port, left Dogs, less for Adelaide, Melbourne, Gold Coast more, left the Saints, Essendon, West Coast and Richmond because I'm out of spots. Even a broken clock's right twice a day.
That's it. Mate. That's all you need. I only need to be right with one of those once.
Exactly.
Which would be really nice.
What are you prepared to lose today? Set a deposit limit. For free and confidential support, call the number on the screen or visit the website.